Nik Faisal. He said, I signed because Nik Faisal's signature was already there. You understand? And then Nik Faisal took all these documents whenever they are made, and what he did with them, he doesn't know.
Okay. Yeah.
But when I cross-examined him,
Okay.
when I cross-examined him,
Okay.
I showed him 17 of such documents, which we transferred into transparencies, so that we can put it on a projector. All 17, including the 6 that relates to the 42 million. Okay? When we put one signature on top of the other, he was surprised because the signature was identical one to the other. That means it is, what do you call it? Cut and paste. And when you put it and juxtapose, 17 of them looks like one. So that means somebody cut and paste, and then the prosecution cross-examined. This is what I don't understand. In their re-examination, they also prove the way we prove that even Nik Faisal's signature is cut and paste, making our case even stronger. Which means what we are saying is, for you to have CBT, or for you to have this element of gratification under Section 23, that means the 4 charges, 3 CBT, 1 Section 23. Okay? You must prove how the money moved out of SRC. How did the money move out? This is what they call actors' rea. The act. You don't deal with the mens rea, the intention here. Who moved the money out? Suboh said, now that you showed me on transparencies, MACC never showed it to me like this, no comparison. Now I can say they are not my signatures because somebody copy-paste my signature. Okay? Not only that, he now also said, or rather he also changed his evidence. He said, I never signed it physically. The statement that I said I saw Nik Faisal signing first, then I signed, is also not correct. And he admitted he made contradictory statement with the MACC. He said all that. Okay, very, very important. Now, he also said that I could not possibly have signed this document because I never, as a director, signed any document pertaining to transfer of money. I have never done that, he said. So that is why I submitted to the court that Suboh was put under pressure by MACC because his passport was confiscated. He was under arrest, and he was persuaded to come back from overseas. You remember he ran away from Bangkok, he went to Saudi, Dubai, somewhere, all that, Dubai and all that, and Jakarta, or finally persuaded back. So 5 statements, especially after the last 2 statements, the IO said, I wanted him to be sure that he signed the document. After he said in 3 documents that he didn't sign. Okay, so there was some element of pressure. But in court, he felt free. And then he said, the MACC never showed the way you showed it to me. Namely what? You did the superimposition, and I can see that my signature was copy-paste. Same with Nik Faisal. Now, so in the light of that, quite clearly the prosecution case falls to the ground because he never transferred.
Entire case,
Entire case falls to the ground because we're talking about 42 million, right? All these charges, Amla, semua is 42 million. So if 42 million, you cannot prove who moved the money from SRC.
Can you check? I heard the one you use the word collapse also, isn't it?
Collapse.
Okay,
Yes, collapse like a deck of cards.
Okay.
Just collapse. Because that is the actor's rears. Who moved the money, how it got moved, who gave the authority, are all not answered. Because Suboh denied. Faisal, evidence was nothing on that. Through his statement, nothing about that. Okay? So the prosecution case should have failed. But you know what the judge did in the prima facie finding, which he changed into his main judgment? He said he may have forgotten lah. That's what he said. Suboh may have forgotten, because he had a stroke. Suboh himself never claimed that his memory has gone off. Only the judge gave him the excuse. Okay? So he says, surely this is a matter that he can take inference. How can you take inference when the witness, his last stand was, I didn't sign, this is a forgery. He said, this is a forgery. And the prosecution never re-examined him on that. They left it unchallenged. Okay? Not only they left it unchallenged, they aided us by saying Nik Faisal's signature also cut and paste. So if both signatories cut and paste, who remitted out of SRC the 42 million in the 3 tranches? Who remitted it? No answer. So if that is the case, who has got the control of the money to make it CBT? Who was expecting it as, gratification? Surely, if gratification, there must be a payer and payee. Correct? Who paid? No evidence of this. So that's why I say the case collapsed. The judge was bending backward, and I use this word, you can quote me. I say, this is a case, the judge behaved as a second prosecutor. He bent backward, and he tried to justify PW 42 and the prosecution's case, more than what the prosecution argued. So we have 2 prosecutors. Cases say you cannot have 2 prosecutors. The judge cannot descend into an arena where it is the field of the prosecution. You can't do that. Okay? That's basically it today, the main point.
So he saved the SP 42
SP 42.
on behalf of the prosecution.
No, SP 42 we showed. There are 3 ways you can view SP 42. One is because of the inconsistent statement in made, contradiction, he is to be completely dismissed, cannot be trusted.
Statement to MACC.
Yes. And also what he said in his witness statement, and then he recanted in his cross-examination. And no repair by the prosecution, no repair in the re-examination. So that's one way. Second way is to see whether you can pick and choose, cherry picking lah. If you pick and choose, you must live by his last statement. This is not my signature. Somebody forged my signature. So if you believe him, this is a forgery, we still win the case. Because that means nobody can testify who moved that money. Because he said he didn't move, neither is Nik Faisal.
Sorry, Tansri, you said cherry picking. So you're saying that the judge actually cherry picked the evidence that he wanted to?
No. You can do cherry picking, one of the methods you can do. But the judge did not do cherry picking. The judge bent backward to save the prosecution case, which cannot be saved. Because bent backward, he acted as a second DPP, a second prosecutor. You can quote that because I said that in open court. And there are cases.
To save the prosecution's case.
To save the prosecution case, he bent backward.
That's why you term him as he's a second prosecutor.
He's a second prosecutor. There are cases that say and deal with situation like that when a judge became a second prosecutor. Okay, there are many cases. Tomorrow I'm going to cite these cases in the morning.
Can I check one more thing? I heard you saying that if the judge had discarded Suboh, I mean your client would have been entitled acquittal without defense call.
Prima facie stage.
Without defense call.
Without defense call.
Okay.
Because a major element to show how the money moved out from SRC is gone. And how did it come to my client's account from indirect sources? How did it go to Mentari? Then from Mentari it went to the other. Okay. All right. So from SRC out is the most important question because it is SRC fund. You're saying from SRC out, who caused it? Okay. All right. Thank you. Thank you. Sorry, I delayed.
Thank you so much.